Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, is the prequel to the incredible Mad Max Fury Road, which I just recently watched for the first time last week in preparation for this film. I haven't seen the original three films, so just keep that in mind. But Furiosa, oh my god, this is an electric, high-octane, action-fueled, no pun intended, and just a fantastic character study on the titular character, Furiosa. Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth deliver career-best performances, and I don't think anything they've done has come remotely close. Anya's performance was definitely one of the most impressive things, not only of this movie, but of this entire franchise so far. She has barely 30 lines of dialogue, and most of them are just, "Remember me?" So there's a lot of facial expressions and eye acting going into her performance, and the way she's able to make you feel genuine emotion through just that is award-worthy in and of itself. This is clearly an origin film, and you really get to sit with the character and experience what she went through, which were just mentions in Fury Road. So this definitely elevates Furiosa in that film, even though they're played by different actresses, but whatever, that doesn't really matter. Chris Hemsworth plays Dementis, a horrible man with so much style and charisma that you kind of have to love the character's writing. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, like really embarrassed to admit it, but there are segments in this movie where I kind of feel bad for this diabolical dude, which is just showcasing Hemsworth's wonderful performance. What I really didn't expect is how damn funny this movie was. There are a few lines from Dementis that actually genuinely had me cackling, which is surprising since the Mad Max movies aren't really known for their humor, like, at all. Fury Road had, like, one or two jokes in there. This movie is hilarious. None of that was showcased in the trailer, so I just wanted to point that out. So I really love the inclusion of past characters from the other films just, being added on to this movie. It just kind of tied everything together, such as a Morton Joe, who's actually a pretty big, he's pretty central in this movie, which I actually didn't really expect, considering that I didn't even know he was going to be in it before this movie. I watched some of the trailers, once when I was seeing other movies, because I wasn't really invested in Mad Max at all until last week. Moving into the visuals, which are absolutely stunning as expected. While the cinematography is similar to Fury Road's, I think they have the same cinematographer, the story is way more complicated and slow moving. Fury Road is inherently just an energetic road war for 2 hours, while this is more laid back, takes you into the character's mindset and journey to get revenge on the man that took everything away from her. So it feels way more different than the other films in the franchise. Again, I haven't seen the original three, but I'm just assuming that they're closer to Fury Road than they are Furiosa, because I'd assume they're just road wars, which are so much fun, so much sauce, so much style. Fury Road is incredible. I still prefer Fury Road to this, but I think they're on the same level, if I'm being honest. So the way this movie is able to just give Furiosa this really impactful arc that just elevates the experience of Fury Road is one of the most impressive things this movie does. This is nearly a half hour longer than its predecessor, and while I actually do think it's justified to tell this particular story, because this is a slow-moving story. It has a lot of heart, a lot of just emotion in it. It's also kind of like a prequel it is a prequel. It showcases the backstory all the way leading up to what she's like in Fury Road. So I do think the runtime of this movie is justified. So yeah, at first, when I just watched Fury Road, I kind of thought this was before I'd watched Fury Road, I kind of thought this was a pointless idea for a Mad Max movie, a prequel on a side character in one film. But now I really do see George Miller's epic vision for this movie. This is a true action sci-fi epic. I'm considering this science fiction because, post-apocalyptic world, that is pretty science fiction, if I'm being honest. I'm most likely seeing this one for a second time this weekend just to fully process this gigantic picture. But for now, it's incredible and one of my favorite movies of 2024.